In other words, people that are misguided are in and of themselves, without even saying a word, a source of misguidance for others. Very powerful. People that are themselves misguided are a source of misguidance for others. Let me tell you how this works. So you're secretly going to a concert. The guy who's throwing the concert and selling the concert, and the advertising agency that put up the posters, and the artist that sells himself that's going to show up, all of them are part of it. They're the first cause of it. You're, if anything, a victim. But you're going. Somebody finds out you're going, and they're going because you're going. So you, even though you are a follower, not knowingly are also a cause of other people's misguidance. That's how Ibn Ashur says, they have all misguided. They have all led down the wrong path. Why, there's the school that's evil for throwing the prom. Your child is just a victim, but also a criminal, because he's going. Now the others say, Salim's going. Why can't I go? Fatima's going. Her mom's okay with it. They're Muslim. Why can't I go? So they became a cause. They became a cause. Now for Muslims, this is particularly scary. One of the things I really fear one day is taking my children to the Muslim world. I fear it. When I see horrible things here, I can say, I feel bad for those people. They're not even Muslim. They're not a cause of misguidance of Muslims, because Muslims see that and say that's not what Muslims do. If I take them back home and I see all kinds of awesomeness, what am I going to tell them? I can't tell them those aren't Muslim. Those aren't real Muslim. I don't want them to think like that. That's still our ummah. As lost as they are still our ummah. As angry as you might be at your liberal cousin, at your progressive auntie, as angry as you might be, لِمَ تَعِذُونَ قَوْمًا اللَّهُ مُهْلِكُهُمْ أَوْ يُعَذِّبُهُمْ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا. Allah mentions this in the Quran, Surah Al-A'raf. Why are you trying to give advice to a bunch of people that are so liberal? Allah is going to destroy them, man. These are bad people. They're corrupt Muslims. There are some elements of the Muslim society and even du'at that make fun of other Muslims. Some Muslims do this, some Muslims do that. They make fun of them. Listen, these evils exist and they're in our families. They're in our neighborhoods. They're in our extended families. These are our people. These are qawmi. These are my people. They're my people. Just because you're wearing a hijab and they're not. Just because you have a beard and they don't. Just because you pray 5 times and they don't. They're still your people. They're still all we got. That's our ummah. If we, the ayah says, there were people that were angry at them within the ummah. There were people that angry at the liberals. There were people that angry that played with Allah's law. Back in Bani Israel's days. And they said, why do you even bother with them? Allah's going to destroy. Look at these people. They're cursed people, man. They're hypocrites. Don't you know what Allah says about hypocrites? Leave them. And they say, قَالُوا مَعْذِرَةً إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. They said 2 reasons. One, if I don't worry about them, then I won't even have an excuse in front of Allah. At least if I'm concerned about them, I can turn to Allah and say, Ya Allah, I couldn't change them, but I was still concerned. You know I was concerned. I tried to give advice whenever I could. And that'll be my excuse before Allah, because Allah will ask for an excuse. What is your excuse for not caring? That's captured in مَعْذِرَةً إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ. Man, at least I'll have an excuse. At least I tried something. Somehow I tried to get through. There are people in difficult family situations here. I know families where, older sister run away from home. Father disowned her because she moved out and whatever, married her boyfriend and had a kid, non-Muslim husband, left Islam. Or it was Muslim, but whatever, it's kind of a name Muslim. And the father says, don't even say her name. You mention her and she's dead to me. Yeah, she's dead to you. She's still alive. And whatever she's done, she's still your daughter. As painful as that is, she's still your daughter. And you know what? If you don't try to reach out to her, and you don't try to, at least try to give her, like she's going to stand in front of Allah. As much as you hate her, as much as she's hurt you, do you really want her to burn forever? Forever? Is that how angry you are? You're okay with that? You don't mind? You have to weigh your anger and compare it to the anger of Allah. And then your anger calms down. And then you say it's not worth it. I have to make ties again. And even if she doesn't want to hear it, where were you for the last 5 years? I don't want to see you. I don't ever want to talk to you. Doesn't matter. You go back and you go back. And you know why you'll go back? Because when you stand in front of Allah on Judgment Day, what you can say to Allah, Ya Allah, at least I tried. A father came to me at the last, at one of the conventions, and he said, I haven't talked to my daughter for 10 years. I was too hard on her when they were young, when we came from they were an Indo-Pak family, Indo-Pak, Bangladesh, one of those countries. Not going to tell you which one. So they came, and they moved, and they were settled here, and the father was really hard on the girls. Like he forced them to wear hijab, and he forced them to, dress in their traditional dress, and couldn't afford public Islamic school, so they went to public school. And he couldn't let them out. They weren't allowed to have friends. They weren't allowed to make phone calls. Nothing. It was very strict on them. And they had a Qari Sahib come and recite Quran at home and all of that. Girl turned 15. She ran away. She couldn't take it. She ran away. And she was smart too. So she stayed with some friends. Then eventually applied for some scholarships. Got a job. Moved out. Lives out in D.C. She's an executive. She's a consultant. Whatever. Lives her life. The father comes, and she's like 30 something now. Father comes to me, says, I need to talk to my daughter. I want to reach my daughter. She doesn't want to talk to me. What should I do? And I could say the hurtful thing, where were you? I could say that. But I said, just doesn't matter if she doesn't pick up your phone call. Just fly there and stand in front of her house. Just go. What if she doesn't open the door? Doesn't matter. That's the least you can do. Just go. Just go. Bend ties. What this ayah is teaching us, according to Ibn Ashur's commentary, is people that don't do something towards guidance are also part of spreading misguidance. You've ever heard, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem? That's what this is saying. He's talking about the entire nation now. People who said the wrong thing and people who didn't say the wrong thing, they're all complicit. And he says, فكان مقتضى الظاهر التعبير عنهم بالضمير عائدا على قومي من قوله دعوت قومي ليلا ونهارا. يعني the word ظالمين refers to the entire qawm, the complicit ones, the silent ones, the outspoken ones. That's a heavy lesson to take in, that he calls all of them al-zalimin. This is true in other places in Quran too, not just here. And Allah says, وَفِيكُمْ سَمَّعُونَ لَهُمْ وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِالظَّالِمِينَ. Among you are those who listen to them over and over again, and Allah knows all the wrongdoers. Who's the wrongdoer in the ayah? Those who are spreading or deflating the morale, and those who are listening to them, both. So there's nobody, that ayah, when the mustad'afeen are gonna say, "Bal makrul layli wan nahar." No, we were made weak. You plotted against us. We were just victims. We were just clients. We were just customers. Allah says, no, you were zalimeen too. It's the numbers. It's the number. When, for example, there's a disgusting video online, and it's got like millions of hits. You know who's the criminal there? Not just the artist. You know how many criminals there are? Look at the number. That's how many criminals. Because why did the next person go and watch that video? It's got 20 million hits. I gotta watch it too. That must be good. Then another watches it too. So you were actually the reason, not the artist. You were the reason that this was perpetuated. So people think in our society, I'm just a consumer. I'm just buying something. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm just buying something. When you purchase something that's wrong, then you've supported it. Then you've given them money to further their cause, to advertise more, to say this many people have downloaded it, this many stars we received, etc., etc. You're part of it now. You're part of what they use to advertise. You're complicit. This is the sense of responsibility we're supposed to have. This is to attribute the wrongdoing and darkness and being lost, the meanings of dhulm and the misplacing, that they have deserved permanently to be deprived from the courtesy extended to them by Allah on account of their dhulm. These people are now wrongdoers through and through. This is how they should be defined. A pronoun was for the entire nation first, but let me tell you what I think of them. I used to call them qawmi. I used to call them my nation when the surah began. Now he says, al-zalimeen. He distanced himself from them. They're not my nation anymore. I have a new name for them. Just people that are just through and through wrongdoers. And there's a difference between saying alladhina zalamu and wrongdoers, zalimeen. Zalimeen is people that can only be defined by, they're defined by it. You know how people are defined by something? You go to somebody and say, Assalamu alaikum, my name is so-and-so, I am a doctor. What do you mean I'm defined by my profession? Like you could have said I'm a Muslim, you could have said I'm a parent, you could have said I'm a Pakistani, I'm an Indian, I'm a Bangladeshi, but when you said, on your own, you said I am a doctor, what are you actually saying? This is how I identify myself. This is the first thing I want you to know about me. Right? So the attribute one gives to oneself or what another gives to you is how they identify you. So al-Zalimin here is, that's their new identity according to Nuh alayhi salam. He doesn't want to refer to them with anything else.